Welcome to your favorite channel where you get to learn about leadership, communication, and networking. My name is Dapo Ibrahim. I'm the host of this channel, and today we'll be talking about how to articulate your thoughts. Now, as you grow older, you will begin to realize that it's fundamental for you. In fact, it's a skill, it's a very fundamental skill for you to acquire the the ability to articulate your thoughts and the ability to communicate your ideas to people, to a group, to your colleague, to your spouse. You need to be able to communicate the right idea. And in order for you to communicate the right idea, you need to be able to articulate your thoughts. And one of the reasons why I came up with this topic is because I've been seeing this, and I've seen a lot of people struggle with just the simple ability to just gather their thoughts and present their ideas. Um, as a creative person, or as someone in the art industry, you will. One thing I've come to realize is that people will always come out and criticize your work, and sometimes you realize that they put you on the spot. And I've seen a lot of people just mess everything up because they are not used to being put on the spot. So if you can handle being put on the spot, that's a good thing for you. But one way to handle yourself while you're being put on the spot is for you to be able to clearly articulate your thoughts and present your ideas. And I'll be talking about ways in which you can get to articulate your thoughts, but especially when you're being put on the spot. There's a way you can articulate your thoughts clearly and present your ideas and possibly win the argument. Okay. But one thing you always want to keep in mind is you're not in there to win the argument. You're there to present what is right and do what is right. So let's dive right into it. The first thing you want to do is when you're having a conversation, a very in this case a strong conversation, and it's like a heated argument. The first thing you want to do, when you want to clearly articulate your thoughts and present your idea, the very first thing you want to do is give yourself time to think. Okay? Give yourself time to think. So, for example, if they ask you a question and the question puts you on the spot, you don't just dabble into responding. You want to back out and have this bird eye view of the question and give yourself the time. Now, I'm not saying you should take the whole day. It could be 10 minutes, it could be 7 minutes. Um, there's been multiple proof that we tend to think 4 times faster than the way we speak. So every word you see me utter now, I already thought about it 4 times before I eventually push them out through my mouth. So you want to give yourself that room, the time to think before you respond. And that's why if you notice, you realize that great people, majority of the great people usually talk in a very measured way. They don't just say everything. Some people say everything, but the majority always talk in a very measured way. So you want to give yourself enough time to think. Okay. The second thing you want to keep in mind when you're trying to properly articulate your idea is your thoughts and communicate your idea is have a clear idea of what is being discussed. Okay, have a clear idea of what is being discussed. Have a clear understanding of the of the issue at hand. And one way to do this is by gathering facts, or by reading, or by, if it's between you and another person, just ask them to clearly explain the question, and that way you have a clear idea of the topic that's being discussed. The next thing to take note of when you want to clearly articulate your thoughts is always gather facts. Look for facts. When you're trying to gather your thoughts, you are basically coming out of the emotional response into a more thoughtful response. And one way to present a very thoughtful response is you being able to gather facts. Now, sometimes if it's right there on the spot, you might not have enough facts right then and there, but then you still want to, like I said, give yourself time to think and then come back with some facts from your head. And if you have your cell phone, thank God this is the cell phone era, you can always pull Google out of your cell phone and just have a fact, in hand right then and there. Another thing you want to look into, if you want to be able to strongly articulate your thought, is to don't respond emotionally. This is kind of tied back to the very first thing, giving yourself time. Do not respond back emotionally. Do not say things like, "Oh, I feel like this." Well, this is not about how you feel. It's about what is right, and this is where gathering facts, being rational, following science, doing research. That's where all these things come into play. So you want to be calm, and you don't want to respond emotionally to the question you're being asked, most especially if it's a question that puts you on the spot. Okay. The next thing you want to keep in mind is to stay focused. Be very focused on the topic that's been discussed. This also tie back to having an idea, but sometimes when you're being put on the spot, you see that some people ask you multiple questions just to destabilize you. One way to clearly articulate your thoughts is to stick with the question that's been discussed. You focus on that question, and you one way to do this is by restating the question, because sometimes I see that when people ask a question and it's a lot of you there, by the time it gets to you, a lot of people have just recycled the questions over and over again, and then they've given different responses to the point where some people don't even know what the question is. So you want to make sure you restate the question before you respond to the question. The final point that I have here is only conclude with factual evidence. Okay, you don't draw a very strong conclusion without having evidence, and that is the benefit of having you having yourself being able to thoughtfully to be able to articulate your thoughts, clearly and meticulously. So you don't just conclude without factual evidence. You make sure you always have a factual evidence, and that would really take you so far. That will help you a long way. That will help you in business. That will help you in dealing with people. That will help you in responding to questions and handling yourself as an individual out there. That being said, I believe at this point you have a few tips on how to thoughtfully, gather your thoughts and how to be able to present your ideas. That being said, if you like this video, make sure you click the like button. If you want people to learn more from this video, click the share button. And if you enjoy this video, just tag your friends, tag your family, and make sure you keep sharing this video. Until next time that I'll be seeing you, just keep in mind, and always be your best self. Okay, always be your best self. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.